Blockchains are incredibly popular nowadays. What is a blockchain? How do they work? In this blockchain workshop, we will be discussing the technology and background of blockchains and share with you a mobile application that is based on an EOS blockchain platform. To introduce our company in short, Joule is based on a global popularity index, and we aim to utilize this platform to lift young people out of poverty and eventually develop a structure for them to create wealth systematically. You might be wondering, why should I care about the development of blockchain? Here are the three reasons. First, you can learn the new asset class as well as the latest market trends through using Joule, a blockchain platform, which you can consider it as the Internet 3.0. In September 2019, New York Stock Exchange launched its Bitcoin future contracts in a move aimed at unteasing investors who have hesitated about trading Bitcoin, and ultimately promoting mass adoption of cryptocurrencies. Second, you can create wealth through teaching others about blockchain. And third, making a social impact, as our project serves as a social movement to empower the world's citizens. Why is it a social movement? Our project matches the 17 Sustainable Development Goals (SDGs) proposed by the United Nations. In particular, we target goal number 1, 5, 8, and 10. These goals aim to tackle problems of poverty, to promote gender equality, decent work and economic growth, and hence reduce inequalities within and among countries. Let's talk about the history of international financial system and its crisis. As US President Richard Nixon declared the unilateral cancellation of the direct international convertibility of the US dollar to gold, which caused USD becoming a free-floating fiat currency since then. Based on the graph on the slide, as the Fed is raising monetary reserve across time, the purchasing power of USD drops drastically, in which the real price of USD has slumped by more than 90%. Moreover, under the effects of quantitative easing (QE) policies as adopted by central banks across the world, they are allowed to print money continuously out of thin air. In other words, the bankers could exploit citizens with a system of theft, creating asset bubbles. This problem eventually leads to widening wealth gap around the globe, where the top 1% of wealth owners, such as bankers, could make use of the systematic deficiencies in building their own wealth. This would lead to worsening income inequality. On 31st of October 2008, a white paper named Bitcoin, a peer-to-peer electronic cash system, was released anonymously on the internet. The cryptocurrency Bitcoin is designed to serve as a medium of exchange with the use of cryptography to control its creation and management, rather than relying on central authorities. Initially, Bitcoin only worth around 0.003 US dollars. As the Fed executed quantitative easing in the past decades, the price of Bitcoin escalates. Though the demand of Bitcoin has been increasing, the supply of the cryptocurrency is finite, meaning their supply is capped to a certain fixed number. Until 2019, over 85% of Bitcoin is created in the release of cryptocurrency market. That is to say that there is only 15%, approximately 3 millions of Bitcoin has not yet been created. You can imagine, with this rising demands and finite supply of Bitcoin, the price of the cryptocurrency would be driven upwards. To explore more about the concept of demand and supply, the supply will be halved every 4 years. At this moment, you will need an average of 3,000 to 6,000 US dollars to mine a Bitcoin. It depends on your electricity fees and hardware performance. Bear in mind that the number will be reduced by half for every 4 years. On the other hand, people demand for Bitcoin for three reasons. Firstly, the decentralized feature of cryptocurrency, where users can gain access to the platform of their own, in which the platform is regarded as a Swiss bank in everyone's sense, where you can make transactions anonymously. All you need to do is to keep your private key in controlling and monitoring your accounts without the interruption of governments and institutions. Secondly, since the blockchain technology is built on the basis of internet, transactions are no longer limited by sovereignty borders. It is very convenient for you to make transfers to others around the world. For instance, it takes the same amount of time for you to transfer money to an African user versus to the one next to you. Thirdly, more people learn that blockchain technology is a possible solution to the problem of inflation brought by the monetary system. Looking at the example of Venezuela, where in 2018, the country has a hyperinflation rate of 1.5 million%. How could Venezuelans preserve their purchasing power of money? A feasible solution is that they exchange their local currencies into Bitcoin in order to secure the real value of their wealth. While supply gradually declines and demand increases, you could observe a rising trend of Bitcoin to USD rates. In 2009, Bitcoin worth less than cents, and in 2014, Bitcoin's price has increased to 1,200 US dollars. In late 2017, there is a cryptocurrency bubble in which Bitcoin has rocketed to a price level of about 20,000 US dollars. Considered recent price level, you can see that Bitcoin is ranging from 8,000 to 12,000 US dollars. From the perspective of an investor, now may be the appropriate time to purchase Bitcoin. In the past slides, we have studied the case of Bitcoin as a successful blockchain application. Now, let's explore the mechanics of blockchain and learn several jargons of this technology. Blockchain is a successful real-world application in combining three fields: computer science, economics, and politics, where we can integrate cryptography with fintech and building a global community of cryptocurrency users. In particular, we adopt the distributed ledger technology (DLT) in building the platform. Why is the asset class called cryptocurrency? We can deduce from the name that cryptography is adopted in the design of blockchains, where files are encrypted by the mathematical method. A prime example is hashing. By using a hash function, we can convert different data into a 256-bit hash value. A unique feature of hashing is that it is unilateral. Any output produced by the hash function only belongs to the input data. Considering this case, you have only changed the small letter m to the capital letter M. The hash function will produce a completely different set of hash value. That is to say, you are securing your information with different fingerprints, producing unique hash values that correspond to the files. For example, if you insert a blank space in the document, you would get a completely different set of hash value. Talking about the actual usage of blockchain, say transferring money to others, with the hash function and hash values as discussed previously, you can use your private key to access your crypto wallet. Since the blockchain world embraces anonymity, the private key has significant importance as it represents your identity. It includes your rights to access cryptocurrency accounts and digital signatures for authorization of transactions. As more users adopt blockchain technology in creating transactions, people can perform transactions in an automated and safer manner. Taking Bitcoin as an example, the system packs the valid transactions that are hashed into a 1 megabyte block. Each block includes the cryptographic hash of the prior block in the blockchain. Linking the two, the linked blocks form a chain. This iterative process confirms the integrity of the previous block, all the way back to the original Genesis block. The block is verified by thousands, perhaps millions of computers distributed around the net. The verified block is added to the chain, which is stored across the net, creating not just a unique record, but a unique record with a unique history. Falsifying a single record would mean falsifying the entire chain in millions of instances. That is virtually impossible, as it requires 1,000 years with a combination of machine power of all supercomputers on Earth to falsify the blockchain history. Due to the unique feature of blockchain, we can create a decentralized platform that stores massive amounts of transaction data on the internet. For instance, Bitcoin has appreciated more than 1 million times from less than 1 cent of US dollars. In other words, blockchain introduces the idea of economics to applications. Our project also utilizes the same concept. It is developed on a blockchain called EOS, and our application and cryptocurrency are called Joule. Following the origination of blockchain, another blockchain EOS has subsequently formed in 2018, and it offered a golden opportunity for our app Joule to develop. Our project, Joule, has three goals. Firstly, we want to develop a global popularity index app, which is open to public and to reflect public opinion on different issues. Secondly, we would like to empower you with the power to voice out and make profits through blockchain. Thirdly, anyone with a smartphone can make an income by teaching others how to use blockchain. In the long term, we hope to lead a social movement in order to reduce poverty in different parts of the world. I hope all of you have gained a deeper understanding towards blockchain after listening to our basic introduction. In the meantime, we would like to show you a video to introduce what our app does.
We all like to express our opinions, but often get misled by today's constant stream of information and biased news media. What if there was a single platform which could truly reflect collective opinion, free of bias and external interference? Introducing Joule, the world's first global popularity index, where you can have your say on the approval ratings of public figures like politicians, entrepreneurs, athletes, and many more. Joule is built on the EOS blockchain, meaning that all information is decentralized, and therefore no government or corporation can tamper with it. This revolutionary technology is already changing the way we live, since it can be used in so many ways. The Joule Global Popularity Index is one of them. Let us show you how it works. Think about Cristiano Ronaldo. The world is saying he's worth 44 Joule. If you think he's undervalued, you can take a long position. Otherwise, if you think he's overvalued, take a short position instead. If your opinion is right, you will earn Joule, which can then be converted into other cryptocurrencies or the currency of your choice. Dig deeper with a breakdown of global statistics by nationality, gender, and even age group. And keep updated with what everyone is saying using the forum tab. You can also write about your own positions and be rated as a top post, earning extra Joule tokens. You can also make an extra income by inviting others to participate in the Global Popularity Index and earn Joule for every position they take. Before you go, connect with us on our forums and social media and join our growing community. Like, comment, and ask us anything. Joule, the world's first global popularity index.
Are you guys interested in knowing more about our app after watching the video? Let me quickly talk about how to use our app. We deliberately minimize our user interface into 2 pages only, which are the homepage as well as the account page. In the homepage, you can choose from different categories such as politics and sports. After selecting your specific category, you may pick any person to trade. You may also see news, statistics, or forum regarding each person. For example, if I want to trade Donald Trump, then I can choose to take a long or short position. Long position refers to buying, while short position refers to selling. The current market price is determined by taking the average of the buy side and sell side. On the accounts page, you can check your account balances. You can also make referrals and see your trade history, etc. The general principle of trading is buy low, sell high. Through buying at a low price and selling at a high price, you may earn a profit due to differences in price. In our case, if you follow the news and make accurate predictions about the popularity indexes of different celebrities, you can then take the appropriate positions at the correct timing, thus gaining tokens. Long and short can offset each other. Let's look at this example. At first, an investor takes a long position by 20, and thus his net position becomes long 20. After that, he takes a long again by 10, then his net position becomes long 30. On the next day, he takes a short position of 40. His net position then becomes short 10. If he wants to offset such position, he needs to do the opposite action, which means he has to take a long position by 10. Then he would have a net 0 ultimately. Our platform operates every day from HKT 9 a.m. to 11 p.m. The price ranges from 0 to 100 Joule. The higher the price, the more popular the celebrity is. Moreover, each price in the fall is 0.1 Joule. The daily price fluctuation limit is plus or minus 5 joules, and the unit margin per share is 5 joules. In addition, Our platform takes a transaction fee of 0.05 Joule per share from both sides, and the 0.01 Joule belongs to the referral commission. It entails that when you invite more friends, you will earn more referral commission. Let's look at example 1. Say user A has directly referred 10 friends to use our app. His 10 friends then further invited 10 friends each to join our platform. User A will have invited 110 users directly and indirectly. If the average contribution of referral commission per user is 20 Joule, the maximum RC user A can earn is 2,200 Joule, which, assuming a Joule token price of USD 0.05, is equivalent to USD 110. Moving on to another example, say user B has directly referred 100 users and his friends each invited 100 people to become our members. User B will have invited 10,100 people directly and indirectly. Same as the previous example, if the average contribution of RC per user is 20 Joule, the maximum RC that user B can earn is 202,000 joules, which is around USD 10,100. Such amounts is a rather sizable income to most of the people. We aspire to let more global citizens make income anytime, anywhere, through our app. So why do we have referral commission? In fact, it motivates users to invite more people to join our platform, and our model relies heavily on users teaching other people. It does not belong to any Ponzi scheme, since all parties have to trade actively to generate transaction fee and global popularity index. Please note that if the referrer's own trading volume is lower than the average of his or her direct referees, the receivable RC will be discounted proportionally. A project consists of the notion of tokenomics. It is not an initial coin offering. Instead, tokens are released gradually at a rate of 10,000 Joule times the number of users, and they are kept at 1 trillion. They can be bought easily within our app or on our website with PayPal or credit card. Furthermore, Joule is publicly traded on crypto exchanges such as abcc.com and bw.com, alongside with other cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin, Ether, and USDT. Besides, we have a Joule Ambassador scheme. We are looking for passionate youth who would like to help to build local user communities through various methods, such as hosting workshops. You're also responsible for promoting on social media using local languages. As a token of appreciation, these ambassadors can have extra tokens and marketing resources to promote this social movement. I'm sure that all of you are curious to know how to use our app. Firstly, you have to be invited by email. Then you have to follow different steps based on your phone type. For iPhone users, since our app is not yet listed on App Store, there are more steps for you to register an account. You have to download a digital wallet called EOS Authenticator on App Store. Then use Safari to enter our website for sign up. After activating your account, you can sign in successfully. Lastly, you need to copy and paste the private key onto EOS Authenticator. If you are an Android user, then you can download Joule directly from the Play Store. Make a new account, then you can sign in after activation. Last but not the least, don't forget to save your private key elsewhere or you may not be able to get back the money on the digital wallet. I hope